All right, welcome to Raw You Ready. Today we are going to power punch you right in the face with one of my favorite medicinal drinks. It's an ancient folklore remedy that's been passed down for generations and generations, and it goes well with everything. We're talking green drinks and your salads and then soups. It puts a punch to it. So, what is the name of this magical elixir of life that we're going to show you how to make today? It is called fire cider. That's right, fire cider is my favorite medicinal drink because it is packed with all kinds of good qualities that are going to make your health and boost your immune system. So this is what we're going to do. First of all, I want to go over the ingredients, and the ingredients are basically all going to be put in this right here. So if you have one of these, you can do bigger if you want. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to use this. And as you can see, this is a final product right here. Look, all right. But we're not going to open this for another couple weeks. So I got a bunch already in the refrigerator. And this is how it's going to happen. Now, you first start off with a nice mason jar, if you like. All right. And what you want to do is this is going to be the ingredients. Now, the ingredients greatly vary. It all depends on your taste. Now, I'm a little bit more bang for your buck and I want the most in it. So I have a lot of little herbs that I put in it that are extra. But the basic ingredients just to make this, if you're going to do it, a basic recipe. First of all, you start out with horseradish root. Look at this wonderful thing. It looks like a horse's penis kind of in a weird way. But don't hang on to it too long. So what you got is you got this root right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to be cutting this up into little chunks. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. From there, you want to remember also, I'm going to talk about this, is you put the big chunks first in the bottom. So this is your main root that we're going to be putting in there. We're going to chop it up. And I'm going to be going over all the medicinal qualities as well. But horseradish is an amazing root. It's got all kinds of benefits to it. Matter of fact, back in the Greek Delphi area, they used to cut this in half, and this used to be their icy hot or their Bengay. You just basically rub it on their back, and it warms it up and does good. And this is extremely good at clearing out your sinuses. So we're going to start with this. So we're going to cut that out. Next, we go to garlic. Now, there's lots of ways to prepare garlic and stuff like this. For this demonstration, I was a little lazy today. I went to the store and got it already pre-peeled. Now, there's lots of different ways. You can buy about 10 to 15 bulbs, crack them up and open them up that way. There's some tricks to there, but we'll do that in another video. Next, we're going to go with ginger. This is another powerful herb that is going to be useful, and we're going to get into that. Now, onion. I personally like a red onion because it's got more color to it. I like the color. However, you can use any onion that you like. Every onion has a little bit different taste. So as you get good at developing this and building your own fire cider, you also can experiment with this. So that's this. Now, what else we have? We have, okay, this is where you got to be careful, guys, especially, and no, women too, okay? I'm just coming from experience because I made a major mistake. I like to put lots of jalapenos in here. Lots of jalapenos. I got some habaneros right here. I got some really hot ones right here called the ghost pepper. Now, when you are cutting these, gentlemen, listen carefully, all right? There's oil on these things, all right? Especially the ghost pepper. And I made the mistake of, you could put on those little gloves if you want to cut these because it has oils, and if you rub your face, you rub your eyes, it's going to burn. I made the mistake of going into my sauna and scratching my nutsack, all right? Bad idea. Being hot, 140 degrees, and having your nutsack get really hot, painful. Painful was the word I'm going to use for that, okay? Do not do that. Be very careful. I'm just putting that out there because don't do what I did, all right? So now we're getting into the other little specialty things that you can add. I personally like adding a good dash, maybe about a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, turmeric, all right? And I'm also going to put in turmeric, the root, which I put around here somewhere. Is it? Yep, that's it. Turmeric right there. So you got the root as well. I'm going to grind that up and we're going to put it away. And I like pickling spices just to add a little flavor. All right, next I have astragalus root. Now, astragalus is an adaptogen, and I'm getting a little bit more towards the variety of stuff that you can add in on the side. Most people don't add in astragalus, but I do because it has a lot of medicinal qualities as well, and I'll let it soak in there. All right, the next thing that we have here that we're going to put in is reishi mushroom. Now, reishi is another adaptogen, and basically what an adaptogen is adaptogen is a root or an herb that it can go any way in the body. It's meant to combat stress for the most part, in the adrenal gland. So if you're doing an adaptogen, it's basically going to help you handle stress better. All right, it's not meant to be used like long term. Like if you're grinding stuff out and you keep on doing the adaptogens, it's going to balance you out, but your body has to rest. Okay, so this is just to help you get through those times of a lot of stress, and it really helps, kind of build up your strength to move and power through those things. But reishi is interesting. Way back in the ancient emperor days in China, only the emperor was able to or allowed to eat this. If you ate this, you got basically put to death. Okay, this was meant for the big boys upstairs. All right, so just so you know about this. Now, the main ingredient. Oh, and another adaptogen that I'm going to put in. Now, this is the first time I'm putting in this. This is schizandra berry, and it's another adaptogen. And like I said, I like to throw it in because why not? Because I deserve it. I want the best for me and the best for those around me, and I share this a lot with people. So. I'm going to give them the best stuff. Now, this is unlike the fire cider that you can buy in the store from this brand. And I highly recommend, okay, I'm going to give a little lesson in efficacy, all right, if even that's a word, but ethical treatment of people. These pieces of shit right here, fire cider, it's a business. They basically screwed everyone else. This has been, for hundreds of years, this has been a tradition, the name fire cider. Well, these money-hungry bastards right here decided that they own the name, that they're going to trademark the name and screw everyone else that ever went before them, all the folklore and the remedies and stuff like this, and they won it, which they shouldn't have done. So there's actually a petition out there. So they actually marketed it, trademarked it, and now they have cease and desist letters to everyone who uses the name fire cider because they're basically pieces of crap. So I bought this one time only because I wanted to know what the consistency was, because I was a little impulsive before making it. I wanted to say, okay, let's just check it out. So this is the only sale that they'll get from me. Other than that, if you look at them, just ignore them and make it your own because it's a lot cheaper. Matter of fact, they sell a gallon for it's like almost 75 bucks. Right? And we can make our own gallon with this for, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 bucks maximum. Now, the last ingredient that we use, the most important, is apple cider vinegar, all right? And I like to use Bragg's because they got what they call the mother inside. It's more fermented and it's more live. You don't get white vinegar, okay? It has to be organic, and it should say with the mother. If you can't go wrong, go with Bragg's because it's very simple and they make a good apple cider vinegar. So this is what we do. I just want to make sure I got everything. Oh, a couple other things that I like to put in there as well is I'll put in some lemon peel, squeeze a little bit of lemon, just add a little bit of zest. I got some of these herbs right from my garden, and yes, these are all from my garden. I have oregano in here, and oregano is powerful. I got some thyme, I got rosemary, and I got mint. And so all this is going to go in there. It's going to just make it an incredible medicinal power drink that I can do every day. They say 1 shot a day keeps you healthy. I do 3 just because it's that good. So let's get in and show you how to actually prepare this now. You ready? Good. Okay, we're here with my good message of the day. Feel good, live good, or is it feel good, feel life, or is it life, live, all that combination. So think about that while we're doing this. First thing is, what we're doing is we're cutting the actual horseradish. And you're going to cut it like this. And just be careful. Don't be chopping off those fingers, okay? That doesn't look good in the mix. And you cut it up into little blocks like this. And what we're doing is, you can see I already cut a little bit up there. But we're going to be filling up this thing right here. So remember what we said. We're going to be putting all these in here, just like that. So if you can see, we'll just keep putting them in here. And we're going to continue doing this. This is about where we start from. So this is all horseradish root. Remember, you put the big stuff in first. All right, so the next thing we want to go with is the next big thing that we're going to put in, and it's garlic. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all this down here. And in order to cut garlic, I'm going to use my little herb chopper. It goes like this. Just be careful, it's really sharp. All right, so So back here, we're going to go here. And remember, ladies, the reason why we're so messy in the kitchen is because we don't really belong here. I don't think so. I mean, everyone really should belong in the kitchen. I really firmly believe that, because if you can't make a good meal, what are you going to feed your kids? Processed food? Come on, man. You're better than that. Don't do that shit. You know, guys, and if you're out there, if your girl can't cook, dump her. Simple. You know, you don't want a woman like that in your life. She don't have the basic means to take care of herself and to take care of her children in the best, healthiest way. Why would you want her in your life? That's my own personal philosophy. All right, so there we go. Horseradish, garlic. That's good. All right. Now we go to the onion. That's right. And be careful. And so what we're doing is we're cutting into the onion. Now this is about probably the only time you'll see me cry. That, or one of my friends die, or my mom or dad, or people like that, or, you know, penis gets cut off. I'll cry. All right. Anyways, so we got this right here, and I am not an expert in any way of cutting things, right? So I could totally screw this up, but just be careful, right? This is probably not the best way to do chopping onions, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the onions in here. And there we go. Oh, yeah, look at that. There's the tear. The only tear you'll ever see from me. I can't do it anymore. All right. All right, so you see that? That's pretty filled up, okay? It could be a little bit too much at this point because I still have some other things to put in there. And I'm just going to keep crying for it because I'm sensitive like that, all right? Next thing we want to do is we want to do some ginger. Now, I already washed this, and what I did is I just basically scrubbed it really good. And we're going to use this, and I'm just going to... Lots of ginger. But it's still very, very drippy over here. Such a sad day when people eat crappy. It's making me cry. Ow. So now we have ginger. All right, and I'm going to smash this down a little bit because it's really getting to the point where it's almost a little too full. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to smash this down a bit, and I'm going to use my sauerkraut smasher that I use for sauerkraut, but I need to get a little bit more room in there. Just move that all around. Okay, so there we go. So you got your horseradish, you got your garlic, lots of garlic. They went extra strong on the garlic. And you got your onions. And we got the ginger in there as well. So now we're going to go to what I said, be careful. Okay, we're going to the hot stuff. Now, I'm going to not listen to my own advice here. And look at this mess here. This is what happens, ladies, when you get us in the kitchen. You know, if you want your kitchen safe, keep us out. Keep us out, but it's hard to find good women out there that care about themselves enough to cook for themselves. So I got to do it myself, although my wife's a great cook. All right, so here we go. Be careful. I should be using the little things, but I'm not. Okay, so cut these up. This right here is, once again, is the ghost pepper. Super hot. So I just cut all the peppers. Now I like to use this. This is like a little mortar and pestle kind of thing. And what it does is it helps bruise the leaves a little bit. Because we want that. We want to be able to bruise it so it can release the medicinal qualities in there. So I'm basically going to put these in here, right here, if you see that. And I'm just going to kind of smash it up a little bit. Okay. So there's how we do it. Just smash it up. It bruises it. Like I said, you can see that? Perfect. All right. And then what we do is we put it in there. There we go. And the next thing we can do here is I put the herbs in the little pestle thing here. And I want to smash these. I want to bruise the leaves because it opens up the walls so that the medicinal qualities push it down in there. It's at this time right here where it's probably in my best interest to clean up a little bit because I've made a mess. Like, if you, look at this. This is messy. But this is what guys do in the kitchen. All right, so I'm just going to take this and shove it. Oops. Well, that just went all over the floor. But anyways, so I just want to I need to organize a little bit is what's going on. So there we go. Back to there. Perfect. Look at that. All clean again. So now that I'm organized, I'm basically going to go to a little bit of turmeric here, and this is actually turmeric root. So I'm going to grind this up real quick. And turmeric's very, very pretty if you look at it. It's a nice orange, and orange is good for your vitality chakra. That's right, your solar plexus chakra. So if you want to do good and have passion in your business and things like this, go for orange. Orange is good. It's vitality, all right? So I'm going to put this in here. All right, that's because I just like the raw root. Now, what I'm also going to do here is I'm going to put a little bit of pickling. This is just for flavor. You don't have to do this, but I like a little pickling spice. You know, just kind of, that's good enough right there. Just a little dabadooya, right? And I'm going to put some schizandra berries, another adaptogen we talked about. I'm just going to put a couple in there. And there we go. Isn't that beautiful? And then we're going to go to a couple things of astragalus right here. We're going to put the astragalus in. Maybe a couple more. Why not? Just because it's extra! You want the extra good stuff. Okay? And last but not least, the queen. We're going to put the queen of the mushrooms in here. There you go. The queens. All right? And last but not least, actually, there's a little bit more. I'm going to put some turmeric powder in there just to spice it up a little bit. You know, the turmeric was good, but turmeric powder goes far. And so I'm going to put probably about, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon. About a teaspoon, right about that, you know, just pop it in there. And I'm also going to do some cayenne pepper because I like it hot, spicy, sizzling. Good stuff. So if I could get this top off, well, maybe I'll just go like this. All right, so I'll just shake it. Probably about, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon of that. So that's probably about a teaspoon there. So the next thing I'm going to throw in there, which is optional, is a little bit of lemon, and I'm going to zest it. This is a zesting thing, all right? So you basically go like this. So isn't that pretty? All right, so I'm just going to do that here. You want to just get all that, because all the medicinal qualities in the lemon are in here. And it just adds a little extra poof to it. Okay, so I got the zest right here. See all that? And I'll just put it in there. So I put the zest in there, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of the fruit in there. So I'm going to cut the fruit up just like this. See that? I'm going to shove it in there. And I'm going to smash this again because, like I said, I need space. I need space. Get in there. You can do it, Arnold. So this is really, really, really packed, right? And what I like to do too is, like what was said, to get a little bit of flavor. Now, I'm not a big fan of honey because honey is a sugar, but I will do a little bit. Why? Because it's sweet. And I'm going to do probably about a tablespoon. You can do 2 tablespoons or not. But, you know, Winnie the Pooh would like it. So if you're going to give this to Winnie the Pooh, he will love it. As a matter of fact, we're just going to might as well just use the rest of this. All right. So it's like I said, it's all about your own flavor. And it's really, really cool when you can like give these things away. Like I just gave one of my batches away to a friend of mine who is beating cancer currently at the time yesterday. And he was stoked. And it's just one of those good things that you do for people, you know. I'd eat that, but it's sugar and I'm getting off of here. The wife will take it. There you go. So now, what we do here, the final stage. Welcome to the final countdown right here. We have all these good, wonderful medicinal things. Imagine if you ate this, like you'd be like, wow, super immune system. That would be you. So what we do is we take this and we pour it in. You see that? It goes all the way through. Look at it, just going all the way down, filling in the gaps. That's why we put the big things on the bottom. Look at it, it's actually bubbling. It's boiling right now. Just joking, it's just air bubbles. All right? And so there we go. We filled it up. See that? Past. You always want to go past the top because you don't want you basically don't want air to get to all this stuff right there because it can mold. But being that I am a super wonderful man, I got my wife these things, which are air suction things. So you basically put them on the top, and you can use a regular, mason jar top if you like. But I like these because you put that there, you seal it, and 1 second, you can suck out the extra air because you don't want air in there. You want this thing fermenting. All right, so there it is. So you sucked it up, you pulled all the air out. Look at that extra water just came out the top. And there it is, man. This is it. Now, here's an important part that you want to do. You want to make sure that you have labels available because it takes about 4 weeks for this to brew. This is why if you do it, you can have a lot of fun with your friends. You can get a big group together, and it makes it very, very easy to do with friends, and it's manageable. Okay, me by myself in the kitchen, okay, it's a mess. I'm going to have to clean all this stuff up, and I'm just not good at that. But probably there's a secondary gain there to be understood. So here it is. Now I will label it and I'll put the date on it, and then I basically just put it away. And what I do is every day, if you can, you give it a little love, you put the intention into it, and you shake it, because when you shake it, it mixes up the medicinal herbs and helps pull out the herbs or the medicinal qualities from all the things that we put in there. So I look at it, I go, hey, Mr. Wonderful Firesider, and I go like this, shaking around. I do the little dance, I do the shake, shake dance. And I was thinking to myself, I'm intending, I'm like, you're going to heal everybody. You're the best. You're the best. And I feel, and all of a sudden I feel this little vibe moving through me. I'm like, there it is. There's the spirit. It's moving through. It's moving into my food because I want my food to be magical. And that's what I do. Now I shook it up, and this is what happens. You may notice this. Okay. All the stuff went up. This went down. So you may have to like kind of pound it back in, and you may actually have to add more. So I'm going to open this up and listen to this. You hear that? That was the air suction. So I'm going to open it back up, and I'm going to pour a little bit more in here because this is what happens. All right, so I'm going to fill it up, and it's almost to the point where it's too much. Like, I overdid it. Oops, that's me. So I overdid it just a little bit, but like I said, I can readjust it. I can pull stuff out if I want. There's no pattern here, okay? It's just, these are the basics. Put it back on, just like this. Suck out maybe one little thing of air. Oh, there it is. It's already leaking through the top. Anyways, it's strong. All right. Don't do that at home, especially when it's not fermented. It tastes different. So this is this. You label it. You put some love into it. Put it up on the shelf, and in 4 weeks, how you do it. And this is actually one that I have here. Look at the color. Look at the difference in the color. This is like, you can tell that it's like, it's good to go. And see all the extra room in there? See, there's like no room in here. Okay, good. Demonstration. So, this is what we got. And what you do is, you can put anything, I'll be right back and I'll show you what I put in. So, what my wife does is she gets kombucha, and I don't think kombucha is healthy, but we have this little debate. I don't believe it. I know I'm right and she's wrong because she knows what she's talking about. Anyways, the point is this. We put it in these little things, and if you can get like an amber or cobalt, something that filters the light coming in, not that it's ever really out in the sun, it's just a good habit to get into. If you're storing herbs and stuff, the sunlight can basically degrade these things. So I put them in this, and I put them in, this or whatever I have laying around, just label it. Yesterday I gave my friend one of these, and he was stoked. It would be good, So this was like, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks or something like this, okay? And with what I make with this, it'll be like next to nothing. So when the brew has happened, okay, and you're ready to like get the medicinal qualities out there, you got to strain it. So what I would do is I'd get a bucket or something like this, and you get one of these bags. It's like a mesh bag. You can buy them at the little health food stores, and you basically pour all the stuff in there, and the water goes to the bottom. However, there's still a lot of water in here, and there's a number of different ways. One is you can squeeze it. If you're strong, you can squeeze and you get a lot out. They have herb presses where you can put it in, you squeeze down, it really gets a lot out. What I found, I have a wheatgrass juicer, and I figured, you know what, I put it through the wheatgrass juicer, and man, it all came out and it was dry, and it got me like almost a full one of these just from the water that was actually in the roots and the herbs. And I believe that was really deep and penetrated in there was the real good stuff. So it was amazing. Other than that, you're just going to have to squeeze it and you'll probably lose a lot. And that's that. So I think that's about everything for your basic first starter kit of fire cider. Drink this, man. I'm telling you, you'll feel like an ox, like a power horse. I'm telling you. It's awesome. All right. That's the way to do it. You want to be healthy. Take your health into your own hands. Stop buying what the corporations are selling you, because here's the trick. If you eat what God wanted you to eat, that's grown, you feel like a god. If you want to feel like a human, you eat what humans feel. And if you look around, humans aren't doing too good. So stick to what God intended. Do it right. Save money. Keep you and your family healthy with, what is it? Fire cider!